Matt, Colorado's got a new offensive line transfer in UCLA. O-line transfer Walker Andersen. He transfers to Colorado. 4 years of eligibility remaining. He did not play at UCLA. He is a large offensive lineman. Another large offensive line transfer for Colorado. 6'8", 335. Walker Andersen transfers to Colorado. Matt, I think this is kind of somebody who's got the frame to be great and now has a long road of development ahead, and that lies in the hands of Coach Gerard, Coach Hageman, and Coach Gunnar White. But, Matt, what are your thoughts on this O-line transfer, Walker Andersen to Colorado?
I mean, another huge kid. He's got 4 years of eligibility left, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 4 years of eligibility tells me that he wasn't ready for UCLA.
Exactly, yeah.
Because, I'm sorry, but when you see a guy go, I have 4 years of eligibility left and I'm in the transfer portal, he just got cut.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or the tampering level was through the fucking roof. You know, like there's going to be contracts now and shit. Like I'm a college football agent now, which is pretty fucking cool. You know, this is a huge business. I'm taking percentages now. My earning potential is wrapped up in your ability to do your fucking job and my ability to do mine and so on and so forth. So the 500 plus guys we put into college and all the foundation we're built on allows me to have a different perspective on shit like this. So this kid with 4 years of eligibility left probably struggled pretty bad at UCLA, didn't play a lot, and the staff was like, look, we don't have a spot for you anymore, and you can either stay here and we'll just kind of practice you on scout team, or you can hit the transfer portal and see what you can see. So he hit the transfer portal. I'm a huge, but this is a consistent in Boulder now. They are massive.
Yeah, large.
They are big as fuck up front. They are huge. Like if you're not pushing 6'6", 320, you ain't going to see you, dog. Like that's just a fact. So I don't care how good of a player you are anymore. This is all about fucking size.
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't really agree with that. I don't know if it's all size metric makes good offensive linemen. I think a lot of bigger offensive linemen are fat slobs. Now that's coming from, I'm not saying this kid is, I'm saying in general, like playing against a 6'8", 350-pound dude, that it's not as hard as you. I don't look at that as a defensive lineman and go, oh, I'm in for a long day. I'm more worried about the fucking 6'5", 310-pounder that can really move and get on your ass and play hard. So,
well, yeah, that's very true.
That's part of this is making sure all these big dudes are in shape, and that's the job of the staff, and they will do a good job as they have in the past. So this is just another depth addition that can come in and compete, and he's got a lot of legs underneath him. So if you hit on this and maybe UCLA just didn't do a good enough job and it wasn't a good fit, and this is a blessing in disguise for him, come into Boulder with 4 years of eligibility left and see what you can see. So I don't know, man. We'll see. There's not a whole lot of information to go off of whether or not this kid's going to be able to do it at this level because we're watching practice tape. So if you're just watching with reviewing, I don't know where you found that. Good pull. But, like, you know, we don't even have game film to evaluate with this kid. So I would imagine that he doesn't have the 4 games that he could have played as a freshman last year either. So, look, go back real quick, and let's just be honest here. Go to the first play.
I watched this, Matt, but let's break it down. Go ahead.
All right, so first play, just go back to the beginning, please. It's right there. Stop. Okay, he's the right guard, all right? Mm-hmm. Now, first of all, if you're a 6'8", 360-pound right guard, that means that you're really, really, really slow-footed at tackle. You can't block the guys outside. They're running around you, point in case. No one's scared of the 6'8", 360-pound dude. They'll just run around his ass.
Mm-hmm.
So I think putting him at guard, look, I'm not saying this is a bad block. The guy runs the ball right off of his ass. Stop. He moves the 3 technique out of there. There's a massive hole. I'm not saying the kid did a bad job. Go back to the beginning of it. Watch how slow he is, though, out of his stance. Watch the way he can. Look, he grabs the dude and throws him, and that's cool. That's cool. I bet you he's got 100 pounds on this kid. The 3 technique doesn't look very big. And keep in mind, this is a true freshman, so he's going against scout team guys here.
True.
going against other true freshmen, or he's not going against college football starter right there. That kid's getting thrown out.
That tech didn't really give him a look either.
That technique ain't doing shit. He's getting thrown out the barn. So all I'm saying is, let's watch the player. All right. So does he step with his right foot or drive off with his left foot? It looks like a step. His left leg is totally straight coming out of contact. He's not making contact with his left hand and separating the man. He's grabbing him and tossing him. So there's not a whole lot of lower body bend and explosion here. He's kind of just bigger than this dude and just gets him out of the way, right?
Yep.
Then maybe he's lacked, bend and fluid feet. That's something he can improve on.
Mm-hmm.
All you fucking idiots out there that are getting mad at me right now because I'm criticizing a buff, and how dare you? This is what I do for a living. I develop and evaluate offensive linemen. Mm-hmm. So again, 6'8", 360 is sexy if you're just looking at it from the perspective of like, well, they got another big guy, so obviously he's good. That is the number one reason why I know you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So first of all, the minute I see him lining up at guard in all these formations, that is a massive red flag in my opinion.
Tells you a lot. Yeah.
It's flag. So look, this is a depth move. We'll see if it works out. I wouldn't be surprised if he develops into a hell of a player. I also would not be surprised if he's back in the transfer portal in the next cycle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and that's the one thing I noticed with Colorado's offensive lines. They're gaining depth, and we can keep replaying that play again, Matt. But at least, yeah, they're lining up. They have a lot of depth, and there's going to be a lot of competition in that line room, and we'll see who comes out as a starting 5 and rotating 6 to 7 or 8 going into the season, Matt. Nonetheless, I think having offensive line depth for Colorado.
And look at this thing. Look. Fans get shit for trying to stick up for the kid. I'm not saying
we're not going at the
you
kid.
Don't know him personally. Why are you trying to stick up for him? He's in a business.
Mm-hmm.
I'm evaluating what I think off of a couple of clips.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like you're defending him like we're talking shit about your kid, dog. Like again, like you just like stop with all the emotional trash that's not fucking necessary. Just evaluate what you're looking at, criticize the things that you think can be fixed, compliment the things that the kid does well, and see if he can handle the mental rigors of developing in a space in all of college football where it's extremely hard for you to develop because there's zero consistency, and you can be in the transfer portal in year 1, just like he already is. Mm-hmm. So stop getting fucking mad at the people that are actually doing the job and know what they're talking about in relation to like you and your emotions because he's a buff now. If he was a UCLA Bruin still, and I'm just evaluating tape, you guys would probably have a totally different perspective. But because now he's donning black and gold, now he's uncriticized. We can't criticize him.
Yeah,
and that's even more disrespectful because as a player, if you're not going to criticize me in the way I do things, then I can't constructively get better. And therefore, there's 0 point for us to talk. I had Brett Kluge in the fucking gym this morning getting down for an hour and a fucking half. I was all over his ass.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure.
He was tired and heavy legs, but he's a fucking professional goddamn mental player. He's a professional football player mentally already in high school. He knows that we're just trying to get better and everything is fixable. I had Deacon in yesterday, busting his ass. Anybody that wants to go watch it, I made him repeat damn near every rep. I'm on his ass about everything he's doing because attendance isn't good enough. I need you to bend your fucking knees and get your big ass moving and stop acting like murdering some poor son of a bitch that goes to Green Mountain or some shit out here in Colorado is equivalent to the people you're going to be blocking and murdering at the next level, or are you now the prey? So again, like, let's be real about what we're talking about with all of this. Being big is not a fucking indicator that you're any good. And being undersized is not an indicator that you're not any good either. Sure. Everybody remember this. You're not as bad as you think you are, and you're damn sure not as good as you think you are. So you're somewhere in the middle, and the details and the consistency in which you improve, the reps you take on a day-to-day basis that allow you to get better and not emotionally buying into any of this bullshit you read. Don't believe any of the good shit they say. Don't believe any of the bad shit they say. In fact, totally and unequivocally stay off every platform. Hire someone, because now you can, because you're a professional athlete and all these kids are getting paid. There's not a fucking single kid that's at CU that's not making at least $500,000 that's on scholarship. I don't want to hear it. The schools are paying for it now. There's no more of this NIL collectives, bro. The numbers that I was negotiating just this morning were upwards between $1.6 and $2.6 million for certain players.
Damn.
So this is not, it's no longer scholarships and fucking stipend checks and shit. This is big business.
Yeah,
if you can't find somebody to do all your posting for you and fucking manage your social media because you don't want to deal with it, then you're a mental cripple and you live in the motherfucking information age. Ignorance is a choice, dum-dum. So, full circle here. I really hope that this kid can play and that he's a future member of the football team and can add some depth. But he ain't going to do shit for us this year. There's no way he's ready to play based on that. And especially if he's transferring in now, he's probably been sitting on his ass for a couple of months. So he's got to get acclimated to Boulder, the way they do things. This kid comes in, he'll probably be a 3. Let's see if you can add depth. Let's see if you can improve. Let's see if you can get better, because the leash in Boulder is very, very short. You feel me? Like, they don't really sit around, and Coach Prime's even said it. I don't have time to just sit here and develop everybody. That's why they're constantly going into the transfer portal to find big people on the offensive and defensive lines. They're not in the business or trying to find, the most ready high school kid humanly possible, i.e. Seton and the other kids from IMG that they brought in, because they want somebody to step in and play fucking immediately. They are not in the business of developing shit. So, again, this kid has got an uphill battle in Boulder, to say the least, but I do wish him nothing but the best. And I'll say this out loud again. Walker, I don't know you, but I can help you. We're right down the street, homeboy. If you want to get some motherfucking work, 6-0 is the place to do it. So that's not me blowing either. I'll get his big ass motherfucking right.
Yeah. Great speech, man. Well said. Let's take a commercial break after that. Walker Andersen, welcome to Colorado. Let's take a commercial break, Matt. When we come back, we have a lot to discuss, including
is this real?
I can't confirm that.
We can't confirm or deny. Are you telling me this 6'8" kid paints his fingernails pink?
Oh, don't.
Are you being real? Come on,
man,
I don't do sarcasm very well. So I don't really do sarcasm very well. Like, so, okay. Never mind. On Bailey, my bad, dog.